fire flame. We carved our legacy, we branded the name. When the clock hits zero, fate bows to the brave. The Syndicate rises, and the world must cave. Slip the cuffs with a smile. Oh, hear the chimps applaud. Tambourines and chaos, darling, I was born to break the law. With sequins on my jacket and chamomile perfume, I strolled out of that prison like I own the whole damn room. I take your chips, your watch, your pride. Why hold back when you can glide? It's a high-speed chase, and I'm the ace, bluffing through the sirens as I pick up pace. I got diamonds in my pocket and hearts on my sleeve. I steal more than I win, but oh, I never leave this high-speed chase. Don't blink, don't breathe. I'll take the pot, the crown, the keys, and then I'll take my leave. Your bankroll vanishes with flair. Oh look, my chimps are in your chair.
Well, it's that time again. The Syndicate has returned. Live on YouTube. With a new edition of Chase. He's broken out of jail. His chimpanzee's running amok. Now he's stealing points and taking them with him. Catch him, and you get all the points to yourself. It is the Syndicate Poker Club, playing live free to play poker at PokerNow.club. For now. What does that mean? Who knows? Some of the usual suspects are with us tonight on game number 4 of the High Speed Chase series. For those of you that have not been tuning in, that's okay. We have not been broadcasting. We are finally back on the air here on YouTube on our Syndicate Poker channel here at youtube.com. Everybody's a little rusty, but the games have been going on. And everything's been rocking and rolling left and right, as almost all the series games right now are headed into Game 5 this week. Game 6 next week. Are getting ready to wrap up everything from the first session here. A lot of different games. Check them out over at syndicatepokerclub.com. New player profiles, whole new site. New series, new games, new leaderboards, new bonus games, including this one, High Speed Chase. Still works the same. Chase is hiding with one of the players, sitting with one of them as they play the game. A mixed format game with no limit hold'em, pot limit Omaha, and pot limit Omaha high-low, as they call it. It's actually pot limit Omaha 8. As we get ready to shuffle up and deal. We hit on the air just a tad early, but that's okay. We shall survive. Or so I've been told. We've shuffled up and dealt. Some of our beginning roster did not make the game in time. But tonight we've got Millie, Biggie Large, Casely, Jam Rock and Roll, Ika Kika, and Boss. Hanging out to find Chase, Defend their blinds, defend their points, defend their bank. Every player will start off with 5,000 in chips, but they also start off with what you can't see on the screen, but we'll be bringing those to you shortly. Everybody starts off with 3 points in their point bank. Find Chase early enough, you get to keep those points in your point bank. The longer he runs, though, the more he can steal. But if you catch Chase by knocking out the player he's sitting with, you get to collect everything that Chase has stolen as well as the bounty points. Whole different world in this game known as High Speed Chase. Boss still missing in action. Biggie Large made it to the table. As Ika takes down our first hand with a straight. Tonight's chasers was supposed to be Millie Boss, Unlucky Lucky, Jam Rock and Roll, Casely, Lao Y, also known as Albert, Ika Kika, Biggie Large Fool. Couple players did not make it to the table cutoff before the game started. So we will just run with what we've got. 6 players on the table, except for Boss. Poker Cat having a little bit of trouble refereeing this game, getting very upset. Rabbit Run cards, new for this series that we will be broadcasting. We'll be able to show you the cards that were not dealt and what could have happened. Also available for all of our players is known as the straddle or the third blind. It's an option that players can play. They're not forced into it. But they must go double over the big blind. Blind starting out at 10-20. And they'll randomly go up and down here and there. Chase will move off to a new place. He's sitting with one of the players right now. Every time the blinds go up, Chase will move until he is caught. And like we said, every time he moves, he will be taking somebody's points with him. Ika taking down another one with a full house. Ika on a roll, having a bad string this week. Getting off to a good start already. Millie, Biggie, and Jam in this hand. Limping their way through. Boss has made it to the table. Better late than never. Usually that's Biggie Large's MO. But not in this case tonight. Everybody slowing it down, taking a peek at what's going on out there. We got to make a few edits on our board here. Jammer taking that one down with a pair. Everybody checking around for a new card. 6 of diamonds comes up on the turn. Three of spades, all for free. Casely says no. We're going 60 on this with 3 spades on that board. That'll get Millie and Biggie Large out of there. Casely not showing off what she's got, because everybody would be absolutely jealous. And I'm sticking to that. Here's how the point systems work. You can read that little tiny itty-bitty graphic if you're on a phone. It really won't show up very well for you, but it pretty much explains everything there with Poker Cat telling you the rules of high-speed chase. Player banks currently sit with Millie, Boss, Jammer, Ika, Casely, and Biggie all with 3 points in their point bank. But if Chase moves on, which he will, most likely, to another player, Chase's bank there at the bottom. That'll go up one. Somebody will go down. Who is Chase sitting with? We'll find out after he moves. Another hand taken down, not all the way to the river. We'll show you some of those hole cards as we come through. Some more of these hands. Sorry, we're a little distracted at the moment. Everybody limping in for 20. Jam, rock, and roll on the option here. Just a couple more hands of no limit hold'em. Or sorry, we're on pot limit Omaha high. I'm sorry, pot limit Omaha. I can't count cards. Obviously, I'm not Rain Man. What the hell? Definitely time for Wapner. Okay, we got 3 clubs on the board. 7 deuce jack. 20 for Millie. Jamrock will go with it. Boss folding out. 6 of hearts comes for the turn, just like no limit hold'em. Although each player has 4 cards in their hole, they can only use 2 from their hole cards in their hand and 3 from the board. And then they'll run off. Oh, Millie catching the flush right from the beginning with the king high. Had it the whole way. Taking that one down. Pot limit Omaha. Each player dealt 4 cards. They must use 2 cards from their hand, 3 cards from the board in order to build the best 5 card hand. We'll be switching over to pot limit Omaha 8 here in momentarily after this hand, where it's the same rules except there's a difference. You can split the pot or scoop it up by having the high and the low. The best 5 card hand and the lowest 5 card hand from the 8 on down. A little different than high-low. High-low generally starts from the ace going up. Pot limit Omaha 8 goes from the 8 down. Casely betting 40. Jammer sticking along for the ride. Ika Kika. Boss play long along with the biggie large. Another club hits. It's a 9. Biggie large will fold out to the 20 chip bet from Boss. Jammer along for the ride. The 3rd club comes on the board. It is an 8 to pair up the board as well. Still 20 chips to go. Over to Casely, who's going to pop it up to 80. 60 more to Boss. Everybody sees it, and there's the nut flush right there from Casely, catching that club on the river. Taking down a nice little pot. But with that, Chase will move as that round is over. And he will go sit off with somebody else. Which means Mr. Chase has taken somebody's chips. Ika Kika going big time with a 500 chip bet here. Boss going up over the top with a 235 on the pot limit Omaha low. $9.50 called by Millie. Over to Biggie Large. Biggie Large folding it out. Action on Boss now. 600 to go. Everybody's sticking with it. And Ika Kika is correct. This is a spicy hand, and it's a three-way split. A little bit here, a little bit there. Everybody gets a little piece of that one all the way around. That one deserves a heavy-duty chop suey chop hot, because that was more than chop suey. That was... God, I don't even know what you could say that was. So with that, everybody's still in there. Chase sitting with somebody else. Three of spades comes out on the turn. As we are back to no limit hold'em. $1.69 from Boss. Biggie Large having a good think about this one. And will either time out or fold. And that's what that river card would have been. It would have been an ace. Boss would have had the full house at the end of that. Still took it down anyway, which is the important part of that. So let's take a peek at where our player bank sits. As we said, Ika Kika is where Chase was sitting. She's now down to 2 points in her player bank. Chase is now worth 1 point if he gets caught. Chase gets caught by knocking out the player that he sits with. And, of course, each player gets a bounty point for each player they knock out, whether Chase is with them or not. Other than that, it's just poker, folks. Straight up poker. And Biggie Large taking that one down with a pair of aces on the river. Not much action to go with that, though. Six King Deuce comes out on the flop between Jammer and Millie. Six Deuce of clubs, King of hearts. No go there. Would have had a 7-5 come flying out of there. Millie's still taking down the hand regardless. Rabbit hole cards. The cards that would have been dealt but don't get seen. Showing them off for you here in this high-speed chase game. Game number 4. Live free hold'em, live free hold'em. Hey man, why don't you get your shit together? I can't get my shit together, man. Fucking cat keeps beating my ass. Fucker. All right. I don't know what the hell that was. I lost my mind for a minute. Jack of spades on the turn. What the hell was I saying anyway? A two of hearts comes on the river. I don't even know what the hell I was supposed to tell you people, so fuck it. Oh, I was telling you that we're playing free live poker. Free live poker. Whatever the fuck we're playing. What is this? Tiddlywinks? Playing live free hold'em poker over at PokerNow.club. A free-to-play poker client where you too can host your own poker games. Check them out. Oh, now at PokerNow.com. They upgraded to a .com now. They made a big announcement like it was some sort of big thing that they changed their name servers. Don't know what that was about. What would have happened? Who knows? There's what your board could have looked like. 8-6 queen 5 queen. Every player having an option to see those rabbit hole cards. to see what coulda, shoulda, woulda, hadda, shoulda, coulda, maybe would've. Who knows? The important part is Chase has moved on yet again and stolen a point. Jam Rock and Roll going 400. Ika and Millie sticking with it on this one. 7 of Hearts comes out on this no limit, or sorry, on this pot limit Omaha hand. Jam Rock and Roll with the 2 pair aces over 6s. 2 pair aces over 3s for Ika. I didn't quite see Millie's hand there. Pair of 6s on the board with a 7 on the flop. Rainbowed up with a heart, spade, and a diamond. Slow going here with this crowd tonight. $400 from Boss. Casely's action. Will fold out. Jammer to call. No good. 3 of a kind on the flop. And that's all Boss would have had, with a 7 queen being the only other thing that came out on that one. So Boss hanging tight on there. Current leaderboard, Ika Kika with the chip lead, as you all can see anyway. Boss hanging out in the bottom now, down at 3,000 even with that last hand. Biggie Large rounding out 5th, Casely in 4th, Jammer in 3rd. But the chips are tight, so. And the blinds are still fairly small. A lot can happen between now and, say, break time here in about half an hour, if we get that far. Still on a pot limit Omaha high hand. And Jam Rock and Roll not showing off any cards. As he takes that one down without a fight. Action's on Boss for 100 to go. Folds out. Millie's next. Millie will play. Biggie Large. Casely. All in for it. Jam Rock and Roll with the option. And we will play 3 queen of spades. 6 of clubs. All players must use 2 cards from their whole hand and 3 cards from the board. And there's the first 3 cards from your board. Now we got a game. Everybody checking around. Apparently no good for anybody. It's a family check. 9 of clubs comes on the turn. Casely has the action. 500 to go. Going big with the 6-9. Could be. Ace of clubs on the river. How did that change things? We're about to find out. Did it? Casely with 3 of a kind. 3 of a kind. I was right. Why am I questioning my words? Don't question your words, man. You must know all your words. It's fucking English, man. Casely flopping the trips there with a 3-of-a-kind sixes. Speaking of 3-of-a-kind, we got 3-of-a-kind minutes left until Chase moves again, steals a point from somebody he's sitting with currently. Chase could sit with the same person twice in a row, by the way. You never know. Chase has already sat with Jam Rock and Roll and Ika, stolen a point from each of them. He's worth 2 points. Chase is now worth 2 points. Jam Rock and Roll and Ika both down with 2 points in their point bank. You can find out more about the Chase series over at SyndicatePokerClub.com, home of the Syndicate Poker Club. Playing for free, but playing for real. Queen of Spades comes on the turn. Boss says it's worth 300 after Ika and Jammer check it. Millie will go along for the ride. Casely in the action. And we see the river of an ace of diamonds. $400 to go from Casely. Boss says 400 is good for her. Millie says no thanks. Casely with 3-of-a-kind aces tripping up on the river with the pocket aces in those cards. Heading off to No Limit Hold'em now. Four of Spades comes on the turn here. 700 to go from Boss. Millie's getting out of the way. Biggie Large will get out of the way. Would have been a Jack of Spades that came on the river. Boss getting the pair of 10s on that on the flop. $27.03 all in. Boss looking for all the chips on this one against Jam Rock and Roll now. He will fold out. Pocket Queens for Boss. How would that have played out? Probably would have gotten beaten there. Oh, Casely with the Ika hand, Ace Queen, would have taken that one down. Big bet from Boss, playing the heavy hand there and getting the fold. Deuce of Diamonds comes out. Millie and Biggie just checking it out. Just a high card win for Biggie Large with the king. And he will take that. Chase has moved on again. After sitting with Millie this time. So Chase is still safe wandering the table. Stealing points every time he moves. So now Millie is down 1 point from her bank. And Chase is now worth 3 points should somebody find him. 9-3, rainbowed up. Pardon me. Casely having to think about this before doing anything. Checking it out. Over to Jammer Boss. With the action. 380 to go. And that's enough to get everybody to fold out of there. 9-10 from Boss. Would have pulled off just still the only straight. Could have been a straight out, or sorry, not a straight, a pair. Could have been a straight, is what I was trying to say. It doesn't matter. We're off to no limit hold'em anyway. Let's take a peek at our player bank board. Currently, Millie, Jammer, and Ika all have 2 points. Boss still has a full bank. Casely has a full bank. Biggie has a full bank. And Chase technically has a full bank, sitting with 3 points that he's totally stolen from Millie, Ika, and Jammer so far. Ika and Boss battling this one out. 6 spades comes out on the river. Ika holding on to that one with a pair of aces and eights. Or 2 pair of aces and eights. However you want to say it. Who the fuck cares, you know? You know what I'm saying. Isn't it fun? Syndicate Poker Club playing free to play poker over at syndicatepokerclub.com on the PokerNow client on PokerNow.com. No money involved, all free to play poker. Check them out, join them. syndicatepokerclub.com. Get your name up in shining lights just like these players have. Live on the wonderful world of YouTube, where stars were born. 1,200 to go from this one. This is getting spicy now. We need that graphic. Where is it? There it is. You got it, Chase. It's getting spicy. Board got ugly real quick here. Casely almost enough to put Boss all in there with 1725. Betting half the pot. Boss gets out of the way. Oh, with a DRT. Dead right there hand. Trip in the hand. Those never bode well when you have 3 of a kind sitting in your hole cards. That's for sure. About the only thing that saves you there is when you got something suited sitting in there. Or if you can somehow catch a boat out of it. And Casely had the 4th king, she says, down there in the chat. Spades on the board on this last hand of PLO. And then we will go to PLO 8, known as high-low in the PokerNow world, but it's actually PLO 8. 8 and lower. Millie taking that one down with a flush. The nut flush at that point. As everybody shifts chips back and forth. Nine, 5 of diamonds and 9 of spades to pair the board here. At least 3 cards on the board have to be 8 or lower in order to qualify for a low hand. But you can also have the high hand. With the best 5 cards, aces are high and low. So they're about 2/3 of the way there for a low qualifier on the board. 1050 to go from Casely. All in for Boss with a boat. They both got the boat. But who's got the bigger boat? Who's got jaws? It's going to be Boss with the 9s full over Casely's 5s full. So that was a big pot right there. Boss taking that one down. And no scoop de jour on that one. There was no low. A couple of deuces with the 6 on the board. Checked around to another card. Now we've tripped up the board with a set of 2s on the board with a 6. Players must use 2 cards from their hand, though, and only 3 from the board. So the board right now has got 3 of a kind. And Casely with the quads, with the scoop. Had the 4th 2. That one qualifies as a full-on scoop. Casely taking a nice little hand there, holding on to that 2 through the turn. And with that, the chimpanzees have been set loose. The blinds have gone down. Chase has moved again. Chase was sitting with Millie for the 2nd time in a row. Man, he's been hanging out with his little girlfriend there. The unprofessional way of doing broadcasting. Watch me type. $30.60 are the blinds because the chimps have been set loose. So the blinds have now gone down. They'll go back up to 100, 200 here in about 3 minutes. Pair of 10s on the board with a 5-4 king. Short little bets. 2 paired 10s and 5s for Ika with an ace. Ace 3, 4, 5. No limit hold'em. 2 clubs. Ace 5 of clubs. 3 of spades. 4 of hearts. Boss goes 300. And that's enough to get everybody out of there. Had the straight all the way through for the wheel. Ace through 5. And a little extra power with the river card there. Ten, 7 deuce, 10 deuce of hearts, 7 of diamonds. No limit hold'em. Everybody checking around. Jam, rock, and roll sitting this hand out. Free queen of spades on the turn. 120 for Mika. Casely the last in line to see if she can stop her. And she will not. Ika taking that one down. Another queen would have come on the river. And we'll never know what Ika had. And with that, we will take a peek at our actual chip leaderboard. Casely in first, Ika in second, Millie in third. Still a tight race there between the bottom five. Casely with about 3,000 chip lead over Ika, sitting in second right now. But the question remains, how many points is Chase worth, and who's been losing points? Well, Millie for the most part, because she's Chase's girlfriend. Jam Rock and Roll taking that down with 2 pair. As our blind timer expires on this hand, so Chase will be moving as long as everybody survives this hand. Currently, Millie only has 1 player bank point left. Boss still has all 3. Jammer has 2. Ika has 2. Casely still has all 3 along with Biggie. Chase is now worth 4 points when he gets caught. Those points are added to each player's final score for the game, as well as the series leaderboard, which you can find over at syndicatepokerclub.com. And Biggie Large will take that one down. And just like the glittered up raccoon he is, Chase moves off again. He's been spotted in the trash can, wandering through the rubbish. Fucking trash panda. So Chase moves on to sit with another player. He was sitting with Boss, so Boss will lose Boss will lose her first player bank point and take her down to 2. And that'll make Chase worth 5 points now if he gets caught, unless he gets moved on again. And we shall see. Of course, as players get knocked out, they can always change Chase's plan. We shall see. Well, in the interim, I'm going to take a break on the mic. You guys continue to watch. We'll keep you updated with graphics. I will be back in a moment.
Sitting pretty, holding aces tight.
Well, that will do Jam Rock and Roll in. However, Chase was not sitting with Jam Rock and Roll. So Jam Rock and Roll will exit out with his 2 points in his bank at least, but he will go out first. Boss picking up the bounty point off of Jammer though. And Millie grabbing a few more chips along with that one. So Biggie Large and Boss going at it here. With a pair of queens on the board, no limit hold'em. Now we got 2 clubs. Ace, queen of clubs, queen of diamonds, 8 of spades. Boss taking down 2 pair. Still would have only been 2 pair with the rabbit hole river run. Music we just played, that wasn't River of Tears, that was Turn of Turmoil. Syndicate original music. You can find that over at Syndicate Poker at, what is that? syndicatepoker.bandcamp.com. Check out all the anthems and streaming music, as well as the entire All In, All Wrong album of goofy songs of things that have happened with the Syndicate Poker Club, playing on PokerNow.com. A free-to-play poker site. We must always say that. It's free. You have to say it's free, or YouTube, we will block you, you bad boys. That's probably about what they sound like. Fucking Urkels, you know? $150 to go over to Casely, who will not limp in after the small blind there. 7-3 of hearts, king of spades. And it would have been 2 pair for Boss. With just the king. Kings over 7s. Still took down the hand. That's all that matters when it comes down to it. Blinds are 150, 300. 300 to go to Biggie and Casely. Casely folds out as well. Ika limps in for the extra 150. Boss on the option. Raises it up, 975. And pocket aces. Looks like they would have been just fine. Just fine. Big bet from Boss, getting everybody out of the way. Boss getting off to a rocky start, but fighting way back. Casely was in the chip lead for a hot minute, but then Boss came roaring up from behind. Sounds like an adult movie if you say it that way, doesn't it? Woo, we would have had trip jacks on the board. That was a big one there. That one could have gotten nasty had we seen the flop. Quite possible. Good betting going on by the Syndicate crew tonight. Pair of jacks again on the board with a deuce. Jack deuce of spades, jack of hearts. Chase will be moving again here in about 2 minutes. Millie with a full boat. Little boat. Deuces and threes sitting in there. Either way you want to look at it. Higher cards over lower cards. I know. We'll call it a crowded house. How about that? Although in Omaha, you do see that quite often. You have 3 different full houses in one hand. Like you have fives full of sevens, full of threes, or some shit like that. PokerNow just introduced 5-card Omaha, also known as Mitt. No Fault Frank would be happy about that one. That's his game. $7.87 to go from Ika Kika. Casely's not going to stick around for that one. Probably not much help on those last 2 cards anyway, either way you look at it. $150, $300 on the blinds. Casely, $150 to go for the limp in, just to see the flop. And we do 9-6 of hearts, 3 of spades. Seven of hearts now. Got a straight out there, a flush out there, a straight flush out there. Now we got a jack of hearts out there. We are heart heavy on the board. Oh, my heart is so heavy. Is it heavy on the board? I ain't a poker player. And there it is, the straight flush. Casely gets it, 5-8. Whoa, that ain't, I'm going to tell you what that is. That is, yes sirree Bob, that is spicy. What an excellent hand. Very well played by Casely, too, keeping the cool there. Ika's going to go for the call here. But, wow, we are, speaking of spicy, I'm not even going to run the graphic again. We just ran it unknowingly, unwittingly. We've been a conspirator against this hand. Because this hand is getting spicy without a flop. 7-9 of clubs, a 10 of hearts. Now everybody checking it till Biggie Large goes all in. Ika's all in. Pair of kings for Biggie. Pair of nines for Boss. And now just a pair of fives for Ika. So that will be a split pot between Biggie and Boss. Ika making her way out on that one. Chase was not with Ika. And that's going to be, actually, it looks like a point each for Biggie and Boss on the knockout, with that being a split pot. So they will both get a bounty point on that one, it looks like. That one apparently is going back into the replayer. Ten of spades comes out to pair up the board. And two pair will take that one down with Biggie Large's aces in the hole. Blinds at 200, 400. Off to some no limit hold'em here at 200, 400. Casey will limp in for the extra two. Boss checking the option. King three of spades, six of clubs. 1,200 to go from Casey. Everybody's sticking around with this one. Millie will not fold out. That would take damn near the rest of her stack on that one to call. Board completely spaded up. Now we got another straight flush sitting out there possibly, let alone a wheel, as we are on no limit hold'em here. 1,200 from Casey. Boss going up over the top on that one. Casey's not going to stick around. There's the queen high flush. And no idea what Casey was holding on that one. $200, $400 to go. Still in no limit hold'em for this one last hand. We will be back on pot limit Omaha. Be back on pot limit Omaha here momentarily. Biggie Large and Boss going at it. I really should not say that. That sounds bad. Eight of hearts comes on the river there if we would have seen it. In this game 4 of the High Speed Chase Series, the 2026 season of the Syndicate Poker Club, playing free-to-play poker on PokerNow.com. Check out the Syndicate at SyndicatePokerClub.com. Stats, profiles, game series. And you too can join and play along with them. As long as you're willing to play for free and play for real, we should signify that a little bit better. If you want to play for free and play it like it's real, feel free to join the Syndicate Poker Club. You can find information about that on the website. Players always striving to get better, be better. Tips and tricks from each other. as well as the Discord channel. All those you can find on the website. Or don't join and go play free poker over at PokerNow.club. Do the same thing the Syndicate does. Whatever floats your boat, man. Well, my boat's ace is full of kings. I don't get it, man. Don't quit your day job. Pardon me. 2 6 of hearts, a 4 of clubs comes out on the flop. As we are on pot limit Omaha again. Be going into a break here in just a few moments. Chase still wandering around the table, worth quite a few points. Being narrowly missed twice. Jam Rock and Roll going out in 6th. Ika Kika going out in 5th. But they both ended up with a couple of bank points behind them. Boss currently the only one taking all the bounty points right now. Had to share one of them with Biggie Large, though, when Ika Kika went out. Family pot. Jacks on the board. Jack 10 of hearts and a Jack of clubs. $400 to go, says Boss. As this will not be a low qualifier, that's for sure. 3 diamonds comes out on the turn. $1,200 to go from Biggie. Casely's along for the ride. And Biggie Large grabbing the boat with the 3 on the turn. With a hand of 3s over jacks. Biggie just trying to ride that one out, obviously. 5, 6, 7 comes out. 6, 7 of hearts. 5 of clubs. Three diamonds, not much help there except for the low. $400 for Millie. Biggie will play. Family pot on this one. And boy, is that board wet or what? That's got high-low written all over it. I foresee a scoop coming. Millie going nearly all in, calling the 1,200 bet from Casely. Biggie Large getting out of the way. It is, oh, it's not a scoop. It's a scoop and a chop all in once. What do you know? We're on break with the Syndicate's high-speed chase game number 4. We'll be on break for just about 5 minutes here, so we will be back momentarily, and we will recap you on the scores as to where everybody's at. Chase still wandering on the table, stealing points and feeling famous, just like the weird fucking guy he is. Yeah, who knows? We'll be back in just a moment.
From the table to dust, to the empire of flame, we carved our legacy, we branded the name. When the clock hits 0, fate bows to the brave. The Syndicate rises, and the world must cave. with a smile. Oh, hear the chimps applaud. Tambourines and chaos, darling, I was born to break the law. With sequins on my jacket and chamomile perfume, I strolled out of that prison like I own the whole damn room. I take your chips, your watch, your pride. Why hold back when you can glide? It's a high-speed chase and I'm the ace, bluffing through the sirens as I pick up pace. I got diamonds in my pocket and hearts on my sleeve. I steal more than I win, but oh, I never leave this high-speed chase. Don't blink, don't breathe. I'll take the pot, the crown, the keys, and then I take my leave. Your bankroll vanishes with flair. Oh look, my chimps are in your chair.
Well, the game has gotten interesting, that's for sure. Boss has fought back from being almost out at the beginning of the game. Now, sitting as the chip leader, just with Biggie Large and Casely nipping on the heels. Millie staying alive. Splitting up the low there on that last hand. Still anybody's game. Blinds are at 300, 600. And as we move along, Chase moves along as well, sitting with one of the four players that is left. Chase now worth 8 points after having 8 people, well, not 8 people, but changing seats 8 times throughout the game so far. Chase has stolen 8 points. Now he'll sit with somebody else. Could be worth more. Only 2 bounty points taken from 4 Boss, taking out Ika and Jammer, sharing the Ika knockout with Biggie Large. The Ika hand wins. Betting out, by the way. Ace Queen, the dreaded hand of the Syndicate. Pocket Jacks being the other one from last season. Pocket Jack's curse seems to have been broken, as Pocket Jacks have been winning so far in the 2026 season. But Ace Queen still having a hard time. It's called the Ika because Ika Kika generally ends up with that hand and she bets it and plays it good and then gets screwed somehow. I don't know how else to put it. Millie is all in with little to no chance here. 1 card to go, and that will do Millie in. Boss taking another bounty. Boss, the bounty hunter. Adds another one. So that's 3 bounty points for Boss. Chase still sitting on the sitting on somebody's lap though. Casely and Boss going heads up here on this no limit hold'em hand. Pre-flop. 600 more to go to Casely. She'll see it. We'll see the flop. Ace, King, Deuce. Rainbowed up. With a club diamond and a heart. Boss pretty much betting the pot on that one with an ace deuce. 2 pair off the flop. Would have been a full boat. 2's full of aces. Would we have seen the turn? Hookada, hiccupada, woulda, coulda, shoulda. See Sally by the seashore selling shelves. You want to buy some shelves? 7 ace queen. It's rainbowed. 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart. Biggie Large will take that one. Ooh, that could have been interesting. We'll never know. Blinds at 300, 600. Chase still alive on the table. Casely in the option. Queen 10 of hearts, 9 of diamonds. Biggie says 600 to go. Ace of spades worth 600 according to Biggie. But not so much Casely. And just a pair of aces there for Biggie Large. Boss still with a bit of a lead over Biggie by about 3,500 chips. Well, yeah, no, just 3,000 chips. 6-8-8 comes out. 6-8 of spades, 8 of clubs. Paired board in pot limit Omaha. Well, now we got 3 of a kind on the board. All 8s. Checked by Casely and Boss. And we'll see a 7. Wow, is that board crazy or what? 6, 8, 7 of spades, 3 8s, a 6, 7, 8, no matter how you look at it. Got a straight flush, a full house, 4 of a kind. What do we got? Casely takes it down and keeps it a secret. What could it have been? Nobody shall ever know. Biggie Large on the option. Queen, Deuce, King of spades. Spades are hot right now. Chase with about 2 minutes on whoever's lap he's sitting on currently. Out of these 3 players. He doesn't have much of anywhere to go. Should he get a chance to move. King's on the board now. Biggie Large, just a minimal 600 chip bet there. Which will get Boss out of there. Oh, full boat for Biggie Large. King's full of queens. Twir a monster. Roar. Casely in the option as we are on pot limit Omaha 8 for one more hand here. Board is already qualified. Everybody checking this one around. Boss says 900. No checkery, no free cards here.
You will have no tomfoolery here. We will do this a proper way. You will respect my bet and get the fuck out of my way. If you do not get the fuck out of my way, I will beat your ass with my cane. Now get out!
Is what Biggie Large just said. Raising it up another 600. 900 to go to Casely says no. Boss says no. Ace 10 for Biggie Large. Would have just been a whopping pair there. A lot would have come out on that board. Could we have seen it? And this will round down this blind level as Casely bets everybody out of that one. Not much going on out there that could have happened. Chase moves again. Pair fours with an ace. Boss betting everybody out. Biggie Large, not much going on with that one either. Another straight flush possibility sitting on this board. 5, 6, 7 of spades. Would have just been a flush. Very close for Biggie. But not quite there. It was very close. Blinds at 400, 800. Casely under the gun here. Biggie Large going an extra 1,000. Casely will play along. More spades to come. 5, 6, 10. Spade heavy in this game all of a sudden. Casely going all in. Biggie Large calling it with the nut flush right there. Knocking out Casely. And almost a straight flush, or no, sorry, not almost a straight flush. Didn't quite have that one, but it was close. Biggie Large taking out Casely. And on top of that, Biggie Large, that's right, he got Chase. He got Chase. Chase was sitting with Casely. And so that will finish it out. Chase leaving his chips all over the damn floor and the table and all over the screen. That's all right. We'll get somebody to clean those up shortly. As we finish up, heads up, Chase. As we finish up this Chase game, heads up, Boss versus Biggie. Biggie with the double stack pretty much over Boss at this point. Only $4,000 in the pot. Boss catching straight on that one. Pair of nines to round out this board. 1,600 to go from Boss. Biggie Large will call it. Full boat from Boss. Nines full of twos. Getting the boat on the river there. And we'll take some chips back as we are just about even now on this heads-up match between Boss and Biggie. And in the interim, where the player banks ended up, Millie with 1. Boss has 1. along with all the other extra bounty points that she'll end up getting. Jammer ended with 2 bank points. Ika had 1 bank point left. Casely, because Chase did not move, he did not steal another point from her, so she ends up with 2 bank points. Biggie ended with 2 bank points as well. However, Biggie, as you cannot see, quite because of Chase's mess still all over the God-blessed screen, Chase was worth 9 points tonight. So Biggie Large cleaning up on that, as well as the knockout from Casely. So 1 more knockout point left to go here in this. Let's clean those chips out of there. Fucking Chase leaving a fucking mess everywhere. Good grief. So that's where we're at. One more bounty point left. So Biggie or Boss will get it. They both, let's see, they're the only ones that got the bounties tonight. Was Boss and Biggie. So Biggie with 2 bounty points. Boss with all the others. Biggie has 2 because he had to share 1 with Boss on Ika's knockout. Official clarification on who, if it is a split point or not, yet to be determined. Biggie Large staying alive. So with that, Chase ran for 9 rounds until he was finally caught. So in the interim, I will take a break off of the mic here momentarily, and I will be back, and we'll see if these guys end up beating me to the punch. SyndicatePokerClub.com. Check us out.
This one's for the grinders, the ghosts of bankrolls past, and everyone who's ever lost to a guy named Ricky, holding 6'9" offsuit on a prayer.
I had the nuts on the turn, felt like a king, counting my chips, hearing the angels sing. He called my shove like he couldn't care less, said let's see what happens, oh no this fucking ass. Board paired the river, my soul took a hit, he slow rolled me quads while eating Cool Ranch chips. Down by the river of tears, where dreams drown deep and love disappears. These stupid fuckers floating down the river, sitting on the toilet and then they flush. I played it right, but fate interferes. Now I'm floating alone on a river of tears. Another day, another dollar lost. Flopped a straight thought, I'll show him who's boss. He called with 2 pair, weak as can be. Then the board paired up naturally. He fist bumped a guy in a Scooby-Doo hat while I stared at the felt flat on my back. Down by the river of tears, where dreams drown deep and love disappears. These stupid fuckers floating down the river, sitting on the toilet and then they flush. I played it right, but fate interferes. Now I'm floating alone on a river of tears. I once believed in math, in discipline, in range, but now I believe in bad beats and emotional change. They say variance, I say witchcraft. They say don't tilt, I say laugh on my behalf.
And boom, Boss is falling down going boom. After being pretty much even, Biggie Large taking a commanding run at this one. Boss pretty much looking like she's chasing just about anything she can to hopefully grab something here, heads up. Pocket fours against an ace four. Does not dodge the ace, though. So that's pretty much a DRT there. And that will end this one with Biggie Large taking the win. We'll also take the extra bounty against Boss. So that will do that game in. Another game in the books for the Syndicate Poker Club. Biggie Large taking first, Boss taking second, Casely third as far as gameplay is concerned. With Millie finishing fourth, Ika in fifth, and Mr. Jam Rock and Roll in sixth. You can check out all of the Syndicate website information, all the Syndicate stats and where everything sits over at syndicatepokerclub.com, as well as results from tonight's game with all the bounty points, bank points, chase points, everything on it. It's a complete bonus game full of bonus points everywhere. So the final tallies will not be given here on air. You'll have to check out the website, syndicatepokerclub.com, playing free live poker over at PokerNow.com. So we will see you again, and we will hopefully get some more of this dust, or this rust knocked off of our dust and dusty rust. Anyway, whatever it is, it's the Syndicate Poker Club. We're out.
From the table to dust. From the table to dust. To the empire flame. We carved our legacy. We branded the name. When the clock hits zero, fate bows to the brave. The Syndicate rises and the world must cave.